Yo, good morning.
Good afternoon.
And good evening. We are your hosts. I am Robert.
I'm TiaRoshea.
And thank you for tuning in to the Securely Insecure podcast. So today I want to dedicate today's segment of Confessions of a Commuter to Smack DVD. This is the Martyr edition. So on this day, it was a simple, I think it was like a Wednesday morning, headed to work. And this was actually the first time that the train ever just made a complete stop for like 20 minutes on my way to work. It usually only happens on my way home. On the days I have to pick up Kennedy, of course, but that's just my luck. But on this day, it was just strange. So I look up and I see the conductor coming down all the carts. And you never see the conductor unless you get on like the very first cart.
Right.
And he's like, hurry up. But this guy was speed walking. So I turn around and I see two dudes going at it in the cart behind us. Like scrapping, right? And have you ever seen like two people fighting, and like one dude is losing, but he doesn't know he's losing?
Yes.
Like he's really getting beat on, and he's losing to the point where you kind of feel sorry for him. Like you feel it in your heart, like you just want to pray for him.
Oh, yeah, did you break it up?
No, I kept watching, but so I kid you not, the dude that was winning, he got behind him, and I could have swore I heard him say this. He said, "Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?"
No, he did not.
And I swear, that's what I felt like he said that. And the reason why I felt like he said that, because the way he got him in that chokehold, he was about to end that fight. Like, I mean, the announcer's about to come and just say KO. Like, it was about to be over. Like, perfect. Like, that type of over. But, yeah, that guy, it was just a bad fight. Anyway, he choked him out and threw him into a chair. And the conductor came and he didn't break it up. He just kind of said, oh, it's over. Because it was over by the time he got there. And the Martyr police took both of them off. Yeah, moral of the story is don't get into fights you can't win on the Martyr train. Because you could get your head thrown to a chair.
First off, you said,
hey, let's get into this podcast. First off, I know I'm late, but I just saw the movie Baby Boy.
okay, Robert.
Yeah. That shit was hard. All right.
And it's a John Singleton, like...
Yo, rest in peace of John Singleton, because that movie was a masterpiece, start to finish. And that scene, yo, when I can never say his name right. You can't even say it. Van Rings.
I think so.
His last name, Mr. Rames. His last name definitely Rames. Anyway,
let's just say Big Swole.
Yeah, Big. That
when he walked in that kitchen,
he was swole.
Cooking breakfast butt naked.
That's what I was about to say. When he's cooking breakfast butt naked, he was like, "What's up, little nigga?" And, Jody looked at that man, was like, "There's nothing I can do. Like this dude would knock me out." Like, and he was trying to act all hard. I got something for that, man. I got this. You want to smoke? I got to smoke.
Stand him.
Yeah, he couldn't stand.
His mom was happy.
Yeah.
And there was a time where his friend, I can't remember the friend name, where he was like, "Yo, you want me to take him out for you?" He was like, "Nah. As long as my mom is happy, I'm good." Like,
they were trying to front. They sounded like two little boys in the back room with the door closed.
Playing with their Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
they sound stupid. Yeah, no, I hate him. It just sounds stupid. Yeah, but yeah, Jody for sure had an Oedipus complex, and it's crazy because the Mr. Rames, his name in the movie was Melvin. And he said that to Jody. He was like, "Yo, you have an Oedipus complex."
Drop some knowledge.
Yeah, he dropped straight
all of us
knowledge. Yeah, it was facts, all facts. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Yo, you are obsessed with your mother, and any man that comes around to even if he's doing right by her, you hate them. You
That's a real
you show
problem.
aggression, and it's real, and it's very prominent in the black community. Like,
yes,
black people just black men have this issue with anger. And it's considered toxic masculinity. And if anybody doesn't know what toxic masculinity is, it's I call it a phenomena because I just don't think we even need that in the black community. But it's when men are raised to not process or feel any other emotion besides anger.
Ooh.
Like violence is the answer to everything. Like, yo, what, you say something to me, I'll beat your ass. Like,
you're right. Now, why do you think that?
Well, it's because we were taught to always be strong. We were taught to always have. We were taught to have this Julius Caesar body and this Julius Caesar presence, where we're just a swole big man that handles everything with their bare hands. And in reality, men are just as emotional as women.
But do you think it has something to do with them not having their fathers in their life?
For sure. A lot of black men, if they did grow up with their fathers were somewhat abusive. And it's prominent in black men that were raised with a mother. That's single mothers. They have it extremely hard because they go through things with their sons. Excuse me, and they realize that they can't teach them everything about being a man. They can only teach them what they know, because being a man is so much more complex than what you see on TV.
Right.
And I think that in the movie Baby Boy, Jody had to learn that himself. Where he had to accept Melvin as his father figure that has clearly been through it all. Like he said, I've seen it all, done it all. There's nothing new in this world that you can show me that I have not been through. And Jody was like, man, whatever, man. You don't know nothing. Like, I'll go shoot a nigga right now. You don't know me. Like, but when Jody caught his first body, what he do? He went home and cried.
Like a baby.
Like a baby. Mm-hmm. Because he was a baby. He didn't.
How you feel about the scene where Snoop Dogg showed up and Taraji's like,
yo, Snoop was nasty, yo. That scene, and that was the craziest thing about the movie when Snoop Dogg came into the picture, because Jody had just like left Taraji alone because he hit her, and I was like, why is he mad at her because he hit her? But it was stupid. But as soon as he left, Snoop came in the picture, and when Snoop came in, he flipped her whole house upside down, and she ran and tried to tell Jody, and Jody didn't care. He didn't make a fuss about it.
So petty.
Yeah, he was petty
because she kicked him out, and it's like, dude, that's your child.
Yeah, your child is there. Like, I understand you hate the mother.
And then she got raped in front of him.
Yeah, she didn't get raped. She almost did, but because she stopped him, she told him not to do it because the son was trying to fight him. The son was like, "Get my dad, my mommy."
Right.
Yeah,
right.
But and then he just stopped, and I was just like, man, he was really gonna do it in front of that child. Like, that's how crazy, like, he was. He was just mentally done. Like, he was institutionalized, obviously.
And Jody actually really could have got dealt with. Had both his baby moms put him on child support, I mean, he would have had to grow up immediately.
I don't even think he could have handled it. To me, he would have just had
he was getting his little hustle on.
Yeah, he was, but he was still full of anger. He was an angry person. Like, he was just angry. He wasn't ever happy. He really wasn't.
Yeah,
like,
he wasn't.
Every time Taraji said something about him, it pissed him off. And the other baby mama didn't even care about him. She barely even cared about the baby. I mean, her mom was taking care of the baby. Like,
right.
Yeah,
she was just about to win.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Jody he had so much anger and resentment towards his mother for kicking his older brother out. His older brother died in the street. That it just clouded his judgment, like, with other women.
Right, I forgot about that, because he used that against her. Every time he would come in the house and do something wrong, and she would say, "Jody, get out of here."
Yeah.
Well, you want me to leave, Mom? You want me to die?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
he flipped it on her.
Yeah. He flipped the script.
Mm-hmm. He manipulated her about that. Made her feel guilty about it.
Yeah, Jody, he had a lot of deep-rooted issues that I mean, I don't want to get anything wrong here. He still needs to work. Like, if he was a real person, he still needs to work that out.
So, what message did you get out of this John Singleton movie?
So, the message of this movie is definitely geared towards black men. Definitely step up for your family. If you have this woman that you want to be with for the rest of your life, you know, and you have a child by her, step up. Give up those childish ways. Jody was this hypersexual being. Like, when Taraji found those condoms, he was like, yo, I don't know why I keep having sex with these women. I don't, there's no reason why I do it. I just do it. He was just having sex with other women just cause. Like, children think that way. Children do things without thinking. Maybe that was
a way for him to cope with his anger. Like, some men drink, some men get high.
Well, everyone typically acts on sexual desire. It doesn't mean that you do things because you want sex out of it, but it gives you some type of satisfaction that is similar to an orgasm sometimes. Like, if you've been craving ice cream and you finally get that Oreo, you know, ice cream with the extra Oreos in it, you be like, God, it's so good. Oreos. Yeah, but it gives you that satisfaction similar to sex, and that's probably what he was looking for. He was looking for literal satisfaction and validation as a man. Because when he was having sex with Taraji, even when he had sex with his other baby mama, he was being so dominant. Like, he was dominant. Like,
yeah, because they totally respected it.
Yeah, they respected it. But he was like, yo, come here. Make me breakfast. Dude, like, he was super dominant, and he was just assertive. And he needed that to feel validated. And when it was one scene where his other baby mama, he called her up and was like, yo, come get this penis. And she was like, nigga, no. I get it. I get it. In the bed. Yeah. And she was like, I get it when I want. You think you run it, but nah. Nah. Talk to you later.
Right.
Yeah, and he was just like, man, whatever. Like, he just needed that validation. Because he was feeling down at the time. He wasn't doing nothing. He just needed to pick me up. He needed to feel like a man again, because his life was going downhill. But yeah, that's the moral, is just step up as a man. Give up these childish ways. Stop doing things for no reason. Stop doing things for this instant gratification, because it don't last long. Like, do things for your future. Think about your children. Think about the mother of your child. Help her. Be there for her. Be her rock. You know, don't look for her to be yours, because he was relying on Taraji for everything. He took a car.
He did.
And he came back the next morning to take her to work. Like, she had to get up and get ready extra early to get to work, because she knew this nigga was not there. She had to track him down. It was one scene where she walked all the way to his mama's house.
Oh, yeah, she was mad.
Yeah, with the baby to go to work. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Jody, he had some growing up to do. Jody, yeah. But one thing I want to touch on with Jody is that, because like I said, I've grown up around people like him, and I could relate to his anger, because I think I think that obviously, we're brother and sister. Like, there's times where my dad made me feel like I shouldn't be his son, and it pissed me off. Like, it would make me so angry, I would take it out on people I loved. And it like, that anger manifested in my relationships. And I think that my breaking point was when I realized that I would be alone if I kept this going. Like, if I don't resolve this, you know, in myself, I would not only be alone, but I would dread everything. And I think I told you this before. Like, it got to a point where I wasn't happy doing things that would normally make me happy. Like, I felt so empty. Like, it didn't matter where I would normally find happiness. It didn't make me happy. And I needed someone to listen to me. And I could relate to that because with Jody, because he obviously he wanted this attention from women. Like, he needed to feel this validation. Yeah. And when you're so angry, you're pushing people away, you choose not to get emotionally involved because you think
right.
something's wrong with them. But in reality, something's wrong with you.
Because men have a way of just emotionally just cutting